Back in 2015, this is between 2015 2019, we have seen various governments, embroiled in controversies or corruption for that matter. I'm talking about when you were the deputy leader yourself, and of course, in terms of holding the portfolio of cultural, right? The SJB, your own leaders, your party members, have been accused of the central bank the bond scam, right? How are you now? Because on the other hand, you have the people, your own people, accusing the government of stealing their money, looting them their money, and accusing them of corruption. Something similar. Corruption itself, accusations you have faced back in 2015 and 2019. How are you planning to, come before the people and say it's not going to be that?
Well, we have already come before the people. We have been elected in 2020 by the people as the alternate government. So we have legitimacy, and we have a clean group of parliamentarians. And we have embarked on a new approach, a novel approach, a path-breaking approach, a new system of governance based on values, morality, ethics, non-corruption, and ensuring that we provide service to the people and have a progressive development model for all Sri Lankans.
Okay. Would you want to really be able to tell the people of Sri Lanka, because I'm sure, they know everything. They've been seeing everything in terms of corruption that the various governments have been involved in. How would you like to come out and tell the people of Sri Lanka it's not going to be the same? Because I cannot, of course, I have to go back to the same question again. Your party have been accused of corruption, siphoning money itself.
Well, let me be very frank. We will have a new approach to tackle corruption. We will establish standalone institutions that has legal essence and constitutional entrenchment, so that when you have changes in government, those laws, rules and regulations cannot be changed. So standalone anti-corrupt institutions and machinery will help to forge a new culture, right, to eradicate corruption. We fervently believe that you have many a person championing the anti-corruption program, but I think it should not be politicians who should be catching thieves. You should establish the structures, the institutions with relevant independence, devoid of political interference, which enables those institutions to function in a depoliticized manner. Right. So institutions strengthening and supporting those institutions with the necessary resources to act independent. Okay. That's our new model for eradicating corruption.
Okay. Finally, what do you have to talk about now? We are looking at, various orders coming in from the Defense Ministry, the police. They're ordering especially to shoot those who vandalize properties or, they are involved in terms of looting as well. And also the President himself have declared the state under emergency. Was that, required at all?
The demonstrations that took place for more than 30 days, close upon a month, were peaceful. People and citizens of our country were exercising the democratic right.
Why do you think in the first place, he brought in the emergency? What was it?
Let me just clarify. So the people who were engaged in peaceful demonstrations were attacked by political goons and thugs of the Mahinda Rajapaksa brigade, and the whole world knows what happened next. There was a very extreme reaction. People have lost their lives, livelihoods, business institutions, enterprises, houses have been damaged, burnt. Yes. So there has been complete social mayhem and anarchy. I vehemently condemn the state terrorism perpetrated by this government and Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa, by the way, the President is also accountable and responsible for that, for attacking innocent demonstrators who were engaging in peaceful demonstrations. However, I don't condone violence. Barbaric acts should not be repelled or replied by similar barbaric acts. I completely deplore the violence that took place. Lives have been lost. Houses and business enterprises have been attacked. That's not Sri Lanka. That's not the way to go. We are a modern country, a modern democracy. We uphold the highest standards in human behavior, and I think we should walk the talk.
Well, thank you, Mr. Sajith Premadasa, for joining us here on NDTV, of course, also condemning the emergency. Remember, state of emergency has been declared since last week, and there is curfew as well that we are witnessing at this point in time. And this is at a time where people continue to, protest on the streets on one hand. On the other hand, we also continue to look at people waiting in long queues, whether it's for the fuel or cooking gas or even for that matter, essential commodities. So he also goes on to say that if at all, in terms of expressing willingness of becoming the Prime Minister of the country, it should of course be with the resignation of Gotabaya Rajapaksa, and that he will come up with a newer approach. In Colombo, with camera person Govind Murthy, Sreeja for NDTV.